Corey, I'm still here. Alright, so as I get ready to load it back up. Alright, so Motorsports 360 back in your life once again. On this September 9th, a good weekend of playoff action.
Hey, Mark.
So yeah,
Barney, we can really hear you, bud.
things out
Yeah.
first off.
I can't really hear you, dude.
Darn it. Alright, let me go grab my headset then.
Well, I assume everyone can hear me because, as usual, I'm clear as day, even though it's nighttime. But oh, he's right there.
Right here. Like you, our running gag is we always have something random that messes up. Oh, we don't show that. That's MLB copyright. All right, continuing on. All right, so can you hear me better, Michael?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. We also have our special guest today. You might remember him. He's on his way home from college, I believe, at the moment. So we'll have him focus on the road. Anyway, we also have Cody Smart as well.
And I just came on just in time. Hello. How's it going today? I'm in my room right now, but I'll be in the common room for some time too, so I might be in different rooms off and on. Plus, just so you know, I might end up talking to like other people that are not in this call either. So yeah, it might be half and half. I don't know.
All right, let's get to the action. First things first, we're gonna recap the Cup Series race at Chicagoland, the playoff opener. Interesting race. Your stage one, your top 10 was him, followed by Kevin Harvick second, Chase Elliott third, Denny Hamlin fourth, Joey Logano fifth, Brad Keselowski sixth, Matt Kenseth seventh, Kyle Larson eighth, Daniel Suarez ninth, and Martin Truex 10th. Then stage two concluded. Your top 10 was Chase Elliott, followed by Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth, and Jamie McMurray. Then it got interesting. Lap 169, Jamie McMurray spins on the backstretch, and then lap 211, Eric Jones spins out in turn 4. And at the end of the day, Martin Truex Jr. gets the win, advances to round number 2 of the playoffs. Your top 10 in this race after Truex.
Wait a minute.
Kelvin gave birth.
Hamlin cut.
I see Kelvin's face and his. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind.
Anyway, Denny Hamlin, then Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, and Jamie McMurray round out the top 10. Hang on a second, guys. I'm just trying to get something on here. Now we get back to the Xfinity Series race. All right, so this one kind of an interesting race as well. Caution throughout the first 2 stages, just like the Cup Series race was. Your top 10 from that was, if I can load it. All right, so your top 10, Eric Jones wins stage 1. Your rest of the top 10 is Kyle Larson second, Cole Custer third, Daniel Suarez, I believe, fifth. Yep. Elliott Sadler sixth, Justin Allgaier seventh, Matt Tifft eighth, Austin Dillon ninth, and Daniel Hemrick is 10th. Then stage 2 conclude with Eric Jones winning as well. Second place, Cole Custer. Third, Ryan Blaney. Fourth, Kyle Larson. Fifth, Elliott Saylor. Sixth, Daniel Suarez. Seventh, Austin Dillon. Eighth, Justin Allgaier. And 10th, Matt Tift. Alrighty. Then lap 151, Brandon Jones spins in turn 4. Lap 180 in turn 4, and lap 190, Ryan Reed has an accident in turn 2. Big problems in the final race of the regular season for William Byron. A transmission issue took him out of the race on lap 166. Hey, the race winner, Justin Allgaier. Top 10, Allgaier wins it. Kyle Larson second, Elliott Saylor third, Austin Dillon fifth, Matt Tift sixth, Cole Custer seventh, Ty Dillon eighth, Blake Cook ninth, and a driver that finished in 10th position, Bubba Wallace, his first race back since the last race he had was with Roush Fenway Racing before they stopped stopped entering for sponsorship reasons. But yeah, round of applause to Bubba Wallace. All right, good. We got some applause.
We're all
All right, then we get. Yeah. All right, then we get to. Oh yeah, and in the Xfinity Series race, Brendan Gong made the top 8. Oh no, top 12. Excuse me. Brendan Gong and Michael Annette, so they eliminated Dakota Armstrong. It really did change when Jeremy Clements won at Road America. All right, the Land. 6 cautions in this race. Lap 4 was when Greg Golding stalled on the track. Lap 12, the 63 of Kevin Donahue hits the wall in turn 2. Lap 31, the 51 of Myatt Snyder would have an accident in turn 2. And no, that 51 was not driven by Kelvin, who he drives as is on NASCAR Heat 2.
That I do.
Lap 37, the stage concluded. Your top 10 for that, Ryan Truex. Second, Johnny Sauter. Third, Ben Rhodes. Fourth, John Hunter Nemechek. Fifth, Chase Briscoe. Sixth, Austin Cindric. Seventh, Matt Crafton. Eighth, Christopher Bell. Ninth, Regan Smith. Then stage 2 concluded. Your top 10 for that, Christopher Bell, followed by Chase Briscoe, Matt Crafton, Johnny Sauter, Austin Cindric. Let's say J.J. Haley for a moment. John Hunter Nemechek, Ryan Truex, Myatt Snyder, and Noah Gragson. Then lap 107, Matt Crafton spins in turn 4. At the end of the day, Johnny Sauter, the race, followed by Chase Briscoe second, Christopher Bell third, Ryan Truex fourth, Grant Enfinger fifth, Ben Rhodes sixth, John Hunter Nemechek seventh, Noah Gragson eighth, Kaz Gralla ninth, and Myatt Snyder is 10th. Now we get to the IndyCar race, the final race for these drivers, sadly. We had 6 drivers in the battle for the championship. You had Graham Rahal, Scott Dixon, Elio Castroneves, Will Power, Simon Pagenaud, and Alexander Rossi. No cautions in the race, a caution-free race. Pagenaud did win the race. However, though, Newgarden finished second ahead of Scott Dixon to championship. Newgarden's first, and the first champion for an American since 2012. Your top 10 for that, Pagenaud with the win, Joseph Newgarden second, Will Power third, Scott Dixon fourth, Elio Castroneves fifth, Graham Rahal Ready 7th, Ryan Hunter 8th, Sebastian Bourdais 9th, and Connor Daly is 10th. All right, now that that's all set, let's get to the headlines that you have missed throughout the past few days. If you have missed them. Big news coming out today. Casey Kane, Kelvin, will be driving for the Levine Family Racing Team in 2018. Big news.
I called it. Yeah, a few weeks ago,
Well, I think
was thinking, it's like, yeah, I knew Michael McDowell would be the next one to go to Richard Jones Racing, which means who fills in that spot for Family Bean Racing? Casey Kane. Yeah, that's 2 goals in a row for Sully season. First one was
I
Danica
called it as
Patrick
well.
returning to SHR.
You said Kelvin wanted Kane in the 10 car for 2018, right?
That is the 41. 95 is not going to be competitive at all.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, that's the big news for that. Let's keep going on here. Chase Elliott's team gets their second place finish encumbered for an illegal spoiler modification. They're penalized 15 driver and owner points, and crew chief Alan Gustafson was suspended for it. Then replaced by Kenny Francis. Also, 2 Lugner penalties. Let's see who those were from. Bubba Wallace's team and Matt Kenseth's team. Alrighty. Next up, let's see here. Trying to find it. We talked about that already. Oh yeah, some sad news to report, by the way. A local, not local from here, but a former Wi-Fi Tour NASCAR Whelen All-American Series national champion Ted Christopher was killed on Saturday afternoon in a plane crash. Christopher was scheduled to compete in the Whelen Modified Tour race Saturday at New York's Riverhead Raceway. Was on his way to the raceway when a small plane he was in crashed into a wooded area in Guilford, Connecticut. The FAA indicated that 2 people were on the plane at the time of the crash. The second person on the plane has not yet been identified. The Plainville, Connecticut native was 59 years old. Our thoughts and prayers from Motorsports 360 are with his family and friends. So, thinking that someone's going to be replacing the 77 for next season, such and such. But Bernie Visser has confirmed that the 77 team will close in 2018. Joe Guerrero said the team sold the charter, but he declined to name what team purchased it because of lack of sponsorship for the 77 next year. They were still working on obtaining sponsorship, but if something happens in the next few weeks, it's definitely not dead. They want to keep that 77 running, but they are running out of time, so they decided to sell the charter to an undisclosed name. 5 Hour Energy will remain with Furniture Racing and will move to the 78. Team owner Bernie Visser is not interested in running a second car in a limited number of races next season. Let's see here. We talked about. So yeah, any Xfinity Series news we have? That was last week. Truck Series news. No, that was last week as well. All right, so it looks like we're only one.
What?
Anyway, first question. Talk about it's kind of similar to what happened, but after qualifying or practice, whatever it was, you saw the Toyotas took the top 4 spots, the charts. Brad Keselowski went on Twitter and said, "Man, we're gonna have a tough time being that much better." And he's thinking that maybe the Fords want to be equal. Kyle Busch responded to that on Twitter and said, "That I'm not going to say on YouTube, but I think
Good idea.
What it was."
Oh, give
So
me
the question is,
letters.
yeah, it's 4 letters. So the question is, does Toyota have a big advantage over the Chevrolet first. Is he still there?
You talking to me?
Michael.
Oh, well.
There. He's not there, so we're gonna go to Kelvin.
Hey, I'm right here. Hey,
Oh,
hey,
he's right there.
hey, you lagged out. I'm like, I didn't even know you called on me, and I don't even know what the question is. I heard Brad, 4 letters, and then that was pretty much it.
All right. So, do you think that the Toyotas have a big advantage over the Chevrolets at the moment regarding like aerodynamics or horsepower?
Well, I mean, yes. I don't know. Yes. Well, yes. Just plain and simple, yes. I actually agree with Brad Kozlowski on something. Can you believe that? I mean, they definitely are. What?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
They're definitely finding that little bit of extra speed, that extra 10th or 2 tenths that the rest of the garage can't seem to find. But it's the same stuff that the Chevys were doing in the early 2000s when they were the dominant manufacturer and everyone was complaining because Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon, they were winning all the races, and it's just the same deal, really. I don't know why people are making such a big deal out of it now. But I guess just with social media, it just seems to be escalated more than it was before in the early 2000s.
All right, Kelvin.
Toyota definitely has an advantage. I mean, I'm driving one in the truck series in NASCAR Heat 2, and I'm pretty quick at it. I mean,
Because video games match real life.
look at what Martin Truex Jr. has done. He's never had a run like this in his career, and he's driving a Toyota. What's that tell you?
Yep.
Toyota's got something that nobody else has. Chevy doesn't have it. Ford doesn't have it. Well, Dodge doesn't have it because they're not there anymore. But Toyota's got something. If Toyota doesn't win a championship this year, sorry, Toyota. Chevys are coming back next year with that new slick body look they got coming out. So what's going to happen?
That's a good point about Truex. He was not doing too great with the Chevy, and then his switch to Toyota was probably the best thing that could have happened for him.
All right, let's go to Cody.
Okay, just to warn you, I'm pretty much Smash Broing and doing this at the same time. Okay, so do I think Toyota's the advantage? Well, sort of. I just see them on average blowing away 10 times more than everyone else. So, you're fun, guys. I can smash and talk at the same time. But yeah, just talking to other guys. But I feel like the Toyotas may have a lot of advantage. It's like, I feel like they're probably going to get caught more at some point because their game that they might be playing might just ensue. It's like, I don't know when, but let me tell you something. To be honest, it might just ensue. Because here's the deal. Truex has too much of an advantage going into 2017. I count as like an OP driver this season. So, Toyotas may have advantage now, but wait till they eventually get caught. Because I am calling it if Truex's car gets caught late in the playoffs.
Okay. I believe right now the Toyotas definitely do have a big advantage, hence the term rigged Toyotas. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I think, because Kelvin mentioned about the Chevy Camaros. Watch out for when that Camaro, because I got that slick body, as he says. Kind of similar to how the Toyotas have it now. Then watch out for the Chevys when we enter 2018. They could be coming back as the new powerhouse in the manufacturer business.
I am totally okay with that.
Obviously.
Give that 48 his 9th championship. We're over here talking about 8. What about 9?
All right. Next question. About Casey Kane. So when Truex signed with Furniture Row Racing, but then 2015 came and he had a much improvement than the past 2 years with the team. He's been dominating. So the question is, will Casey Kane improve the performance at Levine Family Racing?
He'll improve it. How much is yet to be determined because you don't know who's going to be with him. He has not announced if the crew is staying the same as it is or what's going to happen. I think you'll see an improvement. I think you'll see a rejuvenated Casey Kane in 2018. Does he finally get that 95 car in victory lane? I think so. Where? Probably Richmond. First race at Richmond gets that car into the playoffs. And also, I was watching his press conference today. 95 car gets to run in the All-Star race because he won.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Casey get a pole this year? Well, no, he'll be in the unlimited too because
Yeah.
he got in the chase, so never mind.
And he'll be in it in the 95.
It's like when Buster was in the 37 in the Clash this year. All right, Cody. Cody.
He's a little distracted.
All right, I'm going to go up then. I think I'm going to be honest here, based off what I saw in the performances of the Levine family race in the past few years. The top 10 finish at Homestead, Miami that McDowell had, even though it wasn't the 95, it was the 59. And then last year when McDowell was battling at the Coke 0400, I think that watch out for the 95 team on the super speedways next season. Casey King's going to be front runner there. On the short tracks, I'm going to say yes and no. Sometimes he'll have a bad day, but other times he'll have a good day. The 1.5 mile tracks and the 2 mile tracks, not too sure about that. Road courses, I don't think so because McDowell's the road course ringer. But within the next few years, I could see Levine Family Racing be up there maybe. That's what I'm thinking.
Forget who supplies them with the power.
Yeah,
Wasn't
I know,
it
right?
Richard Childress?
Yeah, RCR. Or are they switching to HMS?
Possible switch to HMS.
HMS more sound like Hendrick or something. But yeah, I'm back after the Smash Bros. Anyway, just going back to the question you guys just asked, it's about Casey Kane, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do I think Casey Kane's gonna do technically with Family Levine Racing? Well, I feel like Kane, it's like he's gonna have like a season to learn along with Family Levine Racing because this is their big opportunity to work on a pretty seasoned veteran like Kane. So I can see like Family Levine Racing and Casey Kane in a learning curve here, and eventually they can have some sort of resurgence during the 2018 season. Heck, like someone just said earlier, the 95 could be in the All-Star race because Casey Kane won at Indy this year. Have a pretty reasonable shot. So I have a good feeling about the 95. Maybe not playoff worthy next year, but I see them having a bit of a learning curve as 2018 goes on. Could be the next Wood Brothers Racing or something.
All right. Let's go to Michael now. Calvin, did you rack?
No.
that
My
was
game
Cody.
didn't save, so I had to restart from scratch again.
Oh yeah, did you hear about they patched the memory loss fix?
Yeah, and I had to update it to get it, and I lost all my stuff when I had to update it.
So you have to start all over again?
Yeah, again, for a third time.
I have not turned off my Xbox until I decide to retire from NH2. Well, I'll probably have to turn it off on like Friday afternoon because
Yeah, be careful, because as soon as you turn it off, that update comes in to fix it. And you lose everything. And I mean everything. I think I'm in like the final race or something like that right now.
Fingers crossed, boys. Fingers crossed. Michael, you're up. Sorry, we went off topic.
That's okay. Browsing through here, it appears that the 95 is going to be sticking with RCR, which leads me to believe that Casey will not do much better than McDowell has been doing. we'll see improvements in some areas just because I think Casey has gotten those opportunities that McDowell hasn't, and he's learned a lot more. And with past experiences in Casey driving for underfunded teams, well, maybe not underfunded, but smaller, he's done extremely well for them. I think of Red Bull. I mean, they were underfunded, and he took them to victory lane in 2011. I know there's a couple others, but I'm not thinking of them right now. But, he has that going for him. Maybe this is the rejuvenation he needs for his career. I wish all the best to him. I'm biased towards McDowell. He's one of my favorite drivers. I wish he was staying there, and I really, really hope he finds a ride because he deserves it. I really don't want to see his career get set back to zero, but definitely there will probably be small improvements here and there, I'd have to say.
All right. Let's get to the next question. Alrighty. So, with all the silly season change we've seen, the latest one being Kane to the 95, is this the silliest silly season yet?
Oh, fuck. Oh, silliest silly season yet. Okay, that's a bit of a tongue twister here.
What are they doing in there?
Yeah, they're playing Smash Bros. And they're like pretty freaking loud in there. So yeah, another Smash Bros. Match just ended.
Didn't sound like they were
And
doing.
I know this. I am.
You should hear Calvin and I
would
went up.
to be.
You
What?
should hear Calvin and I. You should hear Calvin and I were playing Heat 2 together.
I feel so alone.
Oh, cool. So yeah. Anyway, like in terms of like how silly the silly season has been, yeah. Again, tongue twister, people. Yeah, this is getting pretty interesting. Like, I'm not sure if it would be, like, greatest of all time, but it's certainly up there. It is certainly up there in terms of silly seasons, and we're not done yet. We got Eric Amarola, Danica Patrick, and Matt Kenseth left. If I'm missing others, just let me know. I know Kurt Busch will most likely go back to the 41. It's like, I'm pretty sure there isn't pretty much good deals for him left. So I see Kurt staying at Stuart Haas. But for the other three drivers, Amarola, Kenseth, and Patrick, at least one of them is not going to the Cup in 2018. At least one of them. Kane already secured a spot. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. And yeah, in terms of how silly the silly season has been, it's been the silliest as of late. Not all time, though.
Alrighty. I think this is the silliest season I have seen so far because we have Junior retiring, we have Casey Kane leaving Hendrick Motorsports, Danica's leaving Stuart Haas, Eric Almirola is leaving Richard Petty Motorsports, Matt Kenseth is leaving Joe Gibbs Racing, Eric Jones is leaving Furniture Row Racing. The 24 switches to the number 9. The number 5 becomes the 24. What else here? Rumors about if RCR is going to have 2 or 3 cars, which I believe is 3 cars still for next season. Kurt Busch is leaving Stuart Haas Racing. Well, maybe, maybe not. My goodness. I think this is the silliest one we've had ever. Michael, what are you thinking?
I don't know. There was a time in the early 2000s where a bunch of drivers went to different teams, and I really think these two neck and neck with how silly it truly was. But I feel like there have been so many shockers that at this point, when a shocker comes out, we aren't shocked to hear the shocker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel that would qualify it as one of the silliest seasons of all time. Silliest season. Oh my gosh. I'm very confused.
Alrighty. Kelvin.
Well, let's just say all you young bucks in this room, we're not old enough to remember when Jeff Gordon came in to take over the 24 car. That was the start of the youth movement then. This is the same thing that happened when Jeff Gordon, Jeff Burton, Ward Burton, all the young bucks started taking over old people's rides back in the day. Darrell Waltrip's ride was taken over. You had Terry Labonte's ride taken over. Earnhardt's was going to be done because the day that Earnhardt died, that was his final season. I guarantee it because he was ready to go off in a rocking chair. So it's a youth movement. It's silly parts are like the Kurt Busch have sponsorship. He's being released from his contract. Danica Patrick being released. Casey Kane. It's just a bunch of drivers. It's the youth movement in NASCAR. They're trying to rejuvenate the fan base. That's one way to do it is get youth movement going through, seeing what they got and what they don't have, and giving the dirt drivers more opportunity in the truck series / Xfinity series that they need to move on and advance their careers. You can't have Christopher Bell and Austin Centric sitting in the truck series for 6 years waiting for an Xfinity ride to open up when sponsorship's not there.
Hey, Kelvin.
What's
How
up?
old are you?
28.
Oh, 28. All right. Because I was about to say, what's up with this young buck business here? But
Got 10 years almost.
yeah. Oh, you got 11 on me.
See?
I have 9.
Yippee.
I remember the heyday of Jeff Gordon coming through.
I don't. I can say to my kids, though, I remember the heyday of Larson and Elliott.
And Jimmy.
So I just signed my new contract again for the third time. I went with
Go to KBM 51.
Him Motorsports.
Nope. I took over the 46 this time, hoping that it saves.
Utah
Oh,
Golden.
Lord. Like, somebody taking over the 46? Who would that possibly be? Like, somebody from the Archer Cannon again?
Huh?
I don't know.
I meant, like, for him, Motorsports. Like, I'm pretty sure Bill's going to go up to the Xfinity Series next season. I'm calling that, too.
I can tell you who it was in a second.
All right, but anyway, I do have another question here real quick. Michael, you may need to help me with some questions because I only have 4.
I got a question for you. Don't you worry.
All right, we'll ask after this. We'll ask after this question. So, 2014, the big rival in the playoffs was Brad Keselowski versus everyone. 2015, it was Matt Kenseth versus Joey Logano. 2016, it was, I would say, Carl Edwards versus Joey Logano. I mean, even though that only came out in the final 4. So the question: Kyle Busch versus Brad Keselowski, the rivalry of the playoffs. I'm gonna go first.
You guys. No.
Cody, mute your mic.
I don't know.
Sorry. Give me a minute. I'm like in the middle of like intense gameplay, and well, it's just awesome. I have a good chance for me to mute.
Anyway, going back to what I was saying. So, I think yes. We weren't even racing the playoffs, and the Keselowski-Busch rivalry is beginning / continuing. I think that's going to be the rivalry of the playoffs. These guys are going to get into each other one of these races in the playoffs. One of them's going to get so ticked off, a fight's going to break out. Maybe some blood. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens throughout these next 10 races or next 9 races. And one more thing I should say. Kyle Busch released a new meme on Sunday called Moving On. Not as memeable as Everything is Great.
Memeable? Oh my gosh.
It's memeable. I just made that word up. Memeable.
I'll be right back.
And he was just about to go next. What the heck? All right, Kelvin, you go.
Well, is it a rivalry? It's been a rivalry for the past 6 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So it's still a rivalry. It continues to be a rivalry because Kyle Busch extended that rivalry when he wanted to go off of Brad Keselowski's tweets from this past weekend at Chicagoland. So he just keeps building it. Once again, who did Kyle Busch fight during the year this year?
Joey Logano.
Who's he a teammate with? Brad
Joey
Keselowski. So I don't think it's just necessarily a Brad Keselowski thing. I think it's a Team Penske thing. I think he's upset at Team Penske for something, and it just happens to be him and Brad Keselowski have never gotten along, period.
All right, Cody.
I'm already out of this battle early, so yeah. You know what? Even though Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski have not been happy with each other, I'm gonna say they're not the main rivalry. You got that one right, and this is part of my chase prediction. Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Larson, due to their potential rivalry in the playoffs, one of them is going to get eliminated, and that will indeed be Kyle Larson. They're about to be the same style as Kenseth and Logano in 2015, but a slightly different story. I can see, like, both of them, like, one of them having, like, bad luck for the first few races, and a possible must-win situation happens. And the Truex and Larson battling for the win, and I predict that Truex will end up accidentally wrecking Larson more towards the end of the race to win, almost in a similar fashion with Joey Logano. And then part 2 happens at Martinsville, and it's not going to be the same fashion of how Kenseth took out Logano. I see this probably happening on pit road, similar with the whole Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski thing. Yeah, have a good one, Jose. Oh, he sort of missed. Oh, man. But, yeah, back to what I was saying. So, I can see this being like a pit road incident thing between Larson and Truex, and Larson saying, like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. Apparently, a whole bunch of damage on Truex's car, and that puts him at a must-win situation. He has to win Texas, Keselowski, or Johnson. Phoenix, Harvick, or Elliott. So that will pretty much ultimately end Truex's chances at a championship. I do have another scenario on how Truex might get eliminated, but I'm not going to say anything as of yet until the round of 8 actually happens, for if Truex ends up moving on.
Alrighty. Michael, are you back yet? He's not.
He's still muted, so.
Yeah, he's not. All right. So, Kelvin, what's your question?
With Casey Kane switching crew chiefs now in the playoffs with 9 races left, 2 left in the first stage, does Casey Kane have a legitimate chance with Darren Grubb as his crew chief now to make it to the final 4 of the playoffs?
Alrighty. I am going to say he's going to do a little bit better, but I don't think it's going to be enough to advance to the final 4. I'll guarantee you this: that win would still have happened if Kane and if Grubb was the crew chief. He may have even won an additional race as well on fuel mileage, maybe even at Daytona or Phoenix. Who knows? But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Cody, what are you thinking?
I don't think
He's
Cody
gone.
asked a question.
Yeah. All right. What are you thinking then, Kelvin?
Oh, what the heck? Whose question was it? Oh, Michael's.
Go ahead, Cody. Oh, we lost Cody.
All right, we're just gonna go to you, Kelvin.
Well, I think Casey Kane is going to get out of the first round. He's going to come in solid. He's going to have a solid top 15 finish this weekend. You're going to see another couple of the bottom 4 struggle. Casey Kane is going to be the exception to that, getting himself out of the bubble area, securing his spot into the next round. After that, I think is when you're going to see Grubb really take off with his 5 team and Casey Kane get on a roll like Tony Stewart did back in Tony Stewart's last championship run, which was, 2012-ish, 2013, 14, like somewhere in there. It was 11 maybe. So Casey Kane has a legitimate chance if he makes it out of this first round because of the tracks that Darren Grubb is good at crew chiefing at. Martinsville, Phoenix, you name it, Dega. He makes it out of the first stage, he can go win Talladega with the Hendrick horsepower. It's like Kyle Busch said, It's not a real racetrack. Anybody can win.
Anyway, I do have to Facebook. Look at this.
Dale Jr. winning.
All right, I'm back.
That's funny.
All right,
I'm
so let's
back.
get another question out here. I've got two more questions for you guys. It has to do with both Xfinity and Truck Series playoffs. Like we did in the Cup Series, we're doing it for points, but for Xfinity and Trucks, we're not gonna. Who are your first four from Xfinity, two from Truck Out, and who is your champion for the Xfinity and the Truck Series? Oh yeah, did we say who our champion was for Cup or no?
No, we just did the first 4.
All right, we're just gonna say who the champion is. Who do you think your champion was headed into the first race, Michael?
Oh gosh. Hang on a second. I gotta get my thing here. What questions did I miss actually? While I find that, can I answer those?
Sure. It's Busch versus Keselowski, the rivalry of the playoffs, and will Casey Kane make it to the final with Darian Grubb as crew chief?
Will Kane make it to the final 4? Is that what she said?
Yes.
No. Sorry, Kelvin.
I think you're full of it.
Big control of it. Okay. So,
and it's
I'm back.
still early in the playoffs. We've only been one race through, but right now Kyle and Brad are the rivalry for the playoffs. I feel like that rivalry has been brewing since like this summer though. So, all right. So I had knocked out Stenhouse, Kane, Dillon, and McMurray in the round of 16. The round of 12, I knocked out Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth, and Ryan Newman. Then in the round of 8, I knocked out Keselowski, Hamlin, Blaney. And am I crazy enough to knock out Truex? Am I crazy enough to knock him out?
You're not the only one.
I'm crazy enough to knock out Truex. And I'm telling you, if Larson makes it to Homestead, if he is in that Final 4, he will be so dangerous. It will be so hard to beat him. It will be a miracle to beat him. I feel like Truex has the best chance if he can make it to the round of 4, if he doesn't get messed up in the first couple races. I still think he can make it, but just with the way his luck always goes, I just feel like it wouldn't be surprising if he got knocked out of the round of 8.
Alrighty.
Larson is my champion, just in case anyone didn't understand that.
Alrighty. So, did you get your? Oh, so Larson's your champion.
Yes.
All right. For Xfinity, and who are your first?
What?
Who are your first 4 drivers out of the Xfinity? Oh my goodness! I have to mute Cody's mic. I'm sorry, buddy.
No problem, man. No problem.
And why can I not mute it? Cody, mute your mic.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So for your who do you think will be your first 4 drivers out in the Xfinity series, and who will your first 2 drivers be out for the Truck series?
Okay, I finally heard you that time.
Hallelujah.
Sorry. So for the Truck series, I really think this is easy. Kaz Grala and Austin Cindric haven't been as consistent, haven't been as fast as those other 6 drivers. I think they have the smallest chance out of all of them to win a race, even though they have won one, which is actually kind of shocking. But, yeah, so Grala and Cindric. And then in Xfinity, as much as I hate to say it, Brendan Gaughan, he deserves so much better. He's the nicest driver in the garage.
I love Brendan.
Series. I love Brendan Gaughan, but he deserves so much better. Unfortunately, he will be knocked out. I'm crazy enough to, man. I guess I'm crazy enough to say this. I'm gonna have to say Jeremy Clements is gonna get knocked out of the first round.
You're lagging, by the way, or it could be me with that Buffalo in.
I am. What, Marty?
Marty
You're
might
still
be.
lagging.
What? Are we all lagging? Because Kelvin just lagged.
You're lagging real.
I am?
Marty,
Yeah,
you're the
you
one
kind of
lagging
are.
pretty bad. I can hear him perfectly fine.
I can hear you fine too. Just I can't. What the heck?
Okay, I'll try and get it out quick. Gone.
Just say the last
I'm
out.
give me a chance to say it. Gone, Clements, Matt Tift, and I don't want to say it. Blake Cook. Oh, that hurt. Blake Cook.
Let's go to you, Kelvin.
Last four out? You mean first four out?
First four out for Xfinity.
Reed, Clements, Custer, and Cook.
Cock.
They're the
All
first
right,
four
and your
out.
first
Brennan
two out for
Gaughan makes it
trucks.
through. Huh?
On your first two out for trucks.
Let's see. Truck Series. Crafton. And Cindric. Your first two out.
All right, and your cup again.
First four out. McMurray, Newman, Dylan.
He's debating. Will he say it?
Kyle Busch.
Oh! We did not just go there.
Kyle Busch struggled at Chicago. He will continue to struggle with that new pit crew.
But biased.
And who is
Biased.
Hey, what happened last time Darren Grubb was a crew chief on a car in the playoffs?
boom, come back.
It wasn't what. Wait a minute.
Tony Stewart won 5 of 10 races in the playoffs.
And who is your cup champion?
Well, I'll be unbiased on this one for you, Michael.
I was just messing with you, dude. Don't worry about it.
The driver that's been dominant all year long, the 78 MTJ.
All right. Cody.
Okay, thank goodness my battle just ended. So, I'm going to make my prediction super quick because who knows when they're going to do another battle. So, after round of 16, I got Dylan, Kane, Stanhouse, Newman out. For the Xfinity round of 12, I see, oh darn it, Clements and At gone, and Reed. For round of 8 in the trucks, I see Cindric Gralla out. After the round of 12 in the cup side, I see McMurray, Kenseth, Blaney, and Larson after my explanation at Kansas.
No, don't do those yet. Don't do round 2 yet. Don't do round 2 yet. Save that for round 2.
Never mind.
All right. Your Cup Series champion.
Okay, this is where things have to get explanatory here.
No, just say it. Just say it. Just say it.
Okay, after my full elaboration, I'll probably say later, it's Harvick.
Harvick. Wow. Real
Okay.
quick, can I change mine from Blake Cook to Michael Annett? I forgot that Michael Annett was in the playoffs, which just proves he should be eliminated.
All right. Here we go. Xfinity Series. I got Annette out. I have Tift out. Hates for me to say this. I have Jeremy Clements out. And I got Cole Custer out as well. Blake Cook and Brendan Gaughan advance. And for the Truck Series, I'm going to say Ben Rhodes goes out and Austin Cindric goes out. Because I want to see Kaz Gralla win at Talladega so we can advance to the semifinals. And my Cup champion here as a long shot, picking him this year as a favorite, Kyle Larson. All right, two more questions, by the way. We got to ask this. 1, your Xfinity Series champion, and 2, your Truck Series champion. Michael.
All right. Truck Series champion. This format does not favor the favorite for the entire season, which is why I'm not going with Truex in the Cup Series, and why I will not be going with Christopher Bell in the did I say Truex in the Truck
You are
Series?
messing me up, dude. What the heck?
Truex in the Cup Series. I wish Truex made the playoffs in the Truck Series, but Truex in the Cup Series. So that's why I'm not going to be choosing Bell for the Truck Championship. I'm going to be giving it to Matt Crafton. Why not? I think he gets his third one. Now, Xfinity. I'm liking the veterans this year, man. I'm going with
Dad. I'm
Sadler.
busy.
I like the veterans this year. I like Sadler. I think he has his best.
Dad? No, Dad, no.
Wait, Papa Beast. Well, I guess not Papa Beast. Papa Marty. What?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I like the veterans. I went with Crafton in the Truck Series, and now I'm going to go with Sadler in the Xfinity Series. It's his time this year. He may not have the wins that he got last year, but, like I said, this format does not favor the favorite. And I feel like the favorite going into this is Justin Allgaier.
All right. Kelvin.
Your Xfinity Series champion, long overdue, will be Elliott Sadler. Your Truck Series champion, Chase Briscoe, will edge out Christopher Bell to win it. Marty, are you eating pretzels?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Oh, God.
He's got his chocolate.
Is that what Papa Bear dropped off?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Alrighty, if he's not playing Super Smash Brothers, he's playing Super Smash Brothers.
Playing the Smash Bros.
I just realized that I forgot about William Byron, so changed my favorite from Justin Allgaier to William Byron, but I still think Sadler gets the championship.
All right. For the Xfinity Series, I have to go biased. William Byron does it in his rookie year. Thought he was going to do it in his truck year. He's getting it in his rookie year in Xfinity.
If his Sorry.
For the Truck Series, I'm actually going to go with an upset here. I was thinking Bella first. I was then thinking Briscoe. But I want to see John Hunter Nemechek win this championship, to be honest. Him and his family deserve it. I'm just going to go with the upset, John Hunter Nemechek.
He is my dark horse for this truck championship.
You're a year away.
Yeah,
1 year
it's
away.
like for me, I'm out. So yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna say this real quick. Xfinity Series champion. I see Elliott Sadler holding off and oncoming. Be ready for this. Brandon Poole. And for the Truck Series, I see Johnny Sauter beating out Chase Briscoe for the championship.
There are two things in life: Brussels sprouts and people who call Brandon Poole Brandon Poole.
All right. Now, we get to the predictions. So first, we got to recap the points. After a double points last weekend, I started the points lead with 104. Michael is second with 97. Jake is third with 92.
Way. What? How did you pull away? I was like,
that is a good question. Ask Cody.
I was like,
let's see.
no,
I did the calculations. after the double points weekend, my totals were like Michael with 10 points, me with 9 points, Marty with 8 points, Elijah with 7 points, and then Jake only got 5. So yeah, that means I'm attacking range on Jake now. I'm on attack range.
So I won and I still lost points to Marty? How does that work?
No, you should have gained 2 points on Marty.
I was
Should've.
like,
It's just you had a very long gap against them. Like
I'm pretty sure I
earlier
was
in
5
the
behind him,
season.
and now I'm 7 behind him.
Yeah, you're 7 behind him now. But gain up more points. You could
I don't think
probably
the order though is going to be the same though. Rico, Jake, and Cody, and then the gas. The order.
Yeah, I'm pretty
And
much out of contention at this point.
wait, gas. Then you got Cody, then Jake, Michael, and myself. We got 2 races you can pick for fun. Then the last race we're going for points. So first off, we have the Truck Series race in New Hampshire, the University of Ohio 175. That is a 1 o'clock afternoon race on FS1. Kelvin, your pick to win. Oh, but first I got to do the notable entries. All I'm just going to say is Todd Young 51. That's all I got. Pick away.
This is a truck race?
Yep.
Austin. No, not Austin. What is it?
I'll
Chase
say-
Briscoe.
Chase Briscoe. All right, Cody.
I'm going to say Johnny Sauter gets it 2 in a row.
Michael.
Man, oh man. I think I'm going to go. Where are they? I forgot.
New Hampshire.
Yeah, I'm going with Bell here.
I'm going to pick I'm going to pick John Nemechek to win it. All right, next race is we're having some technical difficulties with the entry list for the Xfinity series. Anyway, it's a Saturday night race, a standalone race. It is at Kentucky, 8 o'clock on NBCSN. Let me check and see if this entry list is now up for me. Error processing request. All right. If you can't get that, then you go to NASCAR.com and try and find it.
And if you don't, go by my assumptions for who's going to be in Kentucky as Bushwhackers. Because
Not
I
him.
had this prediction going up for the NRA podcast yesterday, which shout out to those guys. I made like an interesting prediction who's going to who at this weekend's race, if you can't find them. Fine, let's be
I'm
fair.
still
not
trying.
Play random. Never mind, guys. I was talking to like on Smash Bros. Everyone's just picking random.
Shocked that Cup drivers were not banned from the playoffs this year.
2 years.
Alrighty. I don't have. Oh wait, that's a trucks. What am I doing? Race Center. That's what I want. There we go. We want Race Center. I forgot about this Race Center app. All right, so here we go with the entry list. Alrighty. So Ben Kennedy is in the 2. Brian Scott is in the 3. Yes, I did say Brian Scott in the 3. Kyle Benjamin in the 18. Ryan Preece in the 20. Sam Hornish Jr. the 22. Tyler Reddick the 42. And yeah, that's the notable entries. Kelvin, your pick to win.
Pick to win will be Justin Allgaier, number 7.
All right, Cody.
I actually called the Bushwhackers. That was like my exact list if you watched that episode yesterday. I cannot believe it. Oh my man. God. So I'm going to say this real quick. I say Ryan Preece will spoil us and get his second win of the season and his, I think, third start, if I am correct. I believe it'd be his third start. Now trying to mute this while trying to play Smash Bros. Again. I'm still
All right.
alive, so this might take a minute.
All right, let's go to Michael.
This isn't a featured race, right?
No.
All right, good. Because I was going to go with Ryan Priest, too. I also want to point out that nobody caught me when I said that they were going to Kentucky last week. I forgot that they were going to Chicagoland first.
I'm gonna pick Ryan Priest as well to win it. This time it is a photo finish over, I hate to say it, William Byron. Priest over Byron barely. And the Twins just hit a homer.
And this is racing.
Yes, alrighty. But anyway, now it's time for the featured race, so get your diecast out while I talk more about the Cup race. Remember, featured race, so no picking the same driver. The Cup race at Loudon, New Hampshire, the ISM Connect 300. In case you wondering who ISM Connect is, those are those Jumbotron people that do giveaways all the time, every week. But that race, 2:30 p.m. race on NBCSN. Entries are usual. I don't really see a change, to be honest, except Corey LaJoy's on the 23. Brett Moffitt. Oh, Brett Moffitt's in the 83. Yes.
No.
Good to see him back in the Cup car. But anyway, Calvin gets to pick first.
Well, I spoiled it all night. I've been wearing the number all night
We see it.
on this
We see
show.
it.
Your boy, new crew chief and all. Oh, look, where's that race at? Where's that track? What track is that?
I don't know
That
what
is
track is that.
Loudon, New Hampshire. Casey Kane gets the W, moves on to the round of 12 with new crew chief Darren Grubb.
Already, Cody.
He's still playing Smash Bros.
Cody's up anyway.
Does he forfeit his pick?
I'll give him like 10 seconds to get back. And if he's not back by then, he forfeits his pick. 10, 9, 8, 7,
He probably doesn't even
6,
realize he has his mic
5,
muted.
4, 3,
3 and a
2,
half.
1, half, quarter, half a quarter, half a quarter, half a quarter, half a quarter.
Cody.
I've given up. Michael. Okay, next.
Well, that just made this pick a little bit more difficult. Or did it? You know, I go by a saying. Things, but that's not the point. The saying I'm going to go by here, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. MTJ.
Already? You actually did not.
Marty's strategy of overpicking Martin Truex Jr. I have to catch you, dude.
But you did not steal my pick.
I figured I
Going
didn't.
with someone that calls. I think he calls his best track New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Of 2.8 in the past 5. It is past 5 races at New Hampshire. He's got 2 wins, 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s. Has led 174 laps, an average rating of 121.1. And when we came here in the summer, he finished in 4th position. Ladies and gentlemen, in an upset, once again, I will say it's an upset. Into the round of 12, the driver, Toyota number 20, Mighty Matt Kenseth.
I like that.
Average finish of all, average of all active drivers, 2.8 at Kenseth.
Easy. If Martin Truex Jr. qualifies for the race, then you pick him.
Casey Kane's got it, man.
If Casey Kane wins, I'll eat my tie.
Well, somebody better get that tie cut up.
I'll fry it and saute it.
I think we lost Marty
Yeah, probably.
because he's just a frozen hand in the screen. Cody hasn't come back.
Well, I guess Cody forfeits his pick, and I guess Marty is frozen.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Yep. So
Wow.
I guess that concludes this week's episode of Motorsports 360. Unless
Marty's got
Marty
some
can make a
editing to do.
miraculous return.
Oh boy, Marty. Good job. Well, at least it happened at the end.
Yep. And there goes Cody.
Cody's like, "Yep, I'm out."
Yep. He definitely forfeited.
Now Marty's just got a picture of him at school.
Yep.
Well, all right. I gotta get going anyway.
Pretty officially.
Yeah. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right. See ya. Marty. Marty.
I'm back.
You
Who else is here?
all left the call. I'm still here.
Cody and Kelvin left.
We ended the call.
We're still broadcasting.
Well, I know, but like we kind of ended. We just said that concludes this week's episode, and we said in a dodge. Well, actually, we didn't say in a dodge, but
We forgot to do one more segment. Luckily, you're still here. It's time for stuff that Rick Allen says.
I don't have anything.
You're fired.
I'm fired. Where are you, Marty?
Decided to go. My
Are you
internet
Marty
decided to
Sickow?
die me the last second. Yeah.
All right. I'll bring you a double next week. How about that?
Alrighty. Anyway, next week, most likely same place, same time. Till then, we're done. We already did the outro, so I already did my outro. Just said disconnect. So yeah, see you guys. Bye. And a Toyota that wins all the time.
At Brack is